People think my career as a therapist started with wanting to help people, but it actually started with not wanting to do what I was doing at a time and knowing that I could not continue. I was a nationally certified pharmacy technician and a pharmacy operations team lead at that time. And during the end of 2013 into the early part of 2014, I was on maternity leave and I received a call to let me know that the position that I had at that company was being eliminated and therefore I was essentially being laid off. Now, it was a decent severance package and it was actually a bonus for me because I knew I wasn't going to go back after that maternity leave. I had no desire to continue in that environment, so it ended up being a blessing in disguise. The only thing was, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I did know that I didn't want to get my MBA just because my undergrad degrees, my associate and bachelor's, are in business administration with a concentration in healthcare management. And although I love working as a pharmacy technician, I didn't like the work environment. It became toxic and unhealthy for me, and I actually began to feel like I was dealing with burnout before I even knew what burnout was at the time. So thanks to that severance package and the savings that I had, I was able to take the rest of the year off and really contemplate on what would I want to do if I could do anything. So what I did is contemplate, what am I good at that could be monetized and won't even feel like work because I actually enjoy doing it. Now, during that contemplation phase, I actually started a virtual assistance business in 2014 where I offer social media management among other services for small business owners. And because I am an ambitious person, I just knew I wasn't going to be a housewife, right? I was always going to have some type of endeavor, and my heart longed to do things. So while I was soul searching and contemplating and trying to figure out what it was that I could do, I literally just thought about what is it that I currently do that I enjoy doing that I'm not getting paid for. And I recognized that I was already a helper. I was that person that was the keeper of secrets that people would call, often about relationship advice, or they would confide in me, and I just didn't feel the need to share what they were confiding, but instead being a shoulder to lean on, offering feedback if they desired, and just being that very supportive person kind of came natural. And at that time, I had already been married for 10 years, so a lot of the questions that I would get was about relationships, about how do you make it last, what happens when things come up. People really just wanted to know what happens behind the scenes and if they were tripping or not when they had concerns about their own relationship. Since I recognized that I was already a natural helper, I decided to look into what would it look like to have a career as a counselor. And in my research, it came down to being a mental health counselor or a marriage and family therapist. And because I already had so much experience with marriage and I just love relationships, I decided to go with the marriage and family therapy track, and that's where I specialize in my master's degree program. So it's actually because I love love, I love truth, and I love growth that I ended up in this career that I'm currently in. When I'm working with clients, I really enjoy seeing their personal insights, they're getting epiphanies, they're having their own revelations. That in itself is rewarding to me, but also as they gain increased awareness of themselves, of their partners or spouses, and just awareness of the experience that they're living out and that they find themselves in, I find that through their growth, I'm also growing and learning about myself as well. So I inevitably ended up helping others while I'm helping myself, and I get a rewarding career out of it, and people get a really cool down-to-earth therapist if they decide to work with me too. Of course, there's more to the story, but for now, that's why I'm a therapist.